I'm back.
Every time I walk out that door, every time I interact with anybody new, my purpose is to help change.
It's time to celebrate life. If you know that you're in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know you want better for your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you have what it takes to be in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you are not just trying to be good for you, but for those around you, it's time to stand up. As a matter of fact, look to the person to your left and tell them you are enough.
I want to help you change, and just like you change, every time I interact with somebody, they help me change. It's no different than if I met an individual and they had 4 quarters and they needed change, or if I had $1 and they had 4 quarters, I need to change. We can swap the money. The value is still the same. They still got $1, I still got $1, but we both exchanged something, and it was a change for both of us. So every time I walk out that door, I inspire to help change lives just as much as lives have changed me.
Y'all been listening to the wrong people, watching the wrong things all your life, and it's time to put to rest all those negative thoughts, because you are enough. It's time to put to rest that self-doubt, because you are enough. It is time to get rid of that negative energy, because you are enough. It is time to stop listening to people that don't have the best interests of you in your life, because you are enough. So let's have a moment of silence. I want everybody to understand that you are the person that's in charge of your life. Everything that you have inside of you to be who you're supposed to be in life. You have a destiny, and that destiny can only be accomplished through you, by you, and only you, with the help of God. When you realize that you are the person you are, because you're not a carbon copy, there's only one you. They try to put you in a box. Society tries to put you in a box, but you can't be in a box. How can you be in a box when there's only one you? But then they tell you, think outside the box. What I'm trying to get you to understand is there is no box.
I want to pass on the things that I have to the generations behind me. By the time it's time for me to get called home and go to the grave, I want to be empty. I believe in bankrupting the cemetery, so I can't take this knowledge with me, because the cemetery is already full of brilliant ideas and unwritten books and innovative ideas. I can't take this with me, so I'm trying to leave it all here as Billy Graham Jr. to the next generation so somebody else can carry it on.
And we are back. And man, oh man, I must say, not only one, have I missed you. Not only two, when I found out who the guests were tonight, and you heard that right, it's not just one guest. We got two, twice the fun. And I'm telling you, these young ladies are about to blow our mind. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, I got loyalty and royalty inside my DNA. These two young ladies have loyalty, royalty, and they got one more thing inside their DNA, but I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to tell it. I'm going to let you hear from them yourself. I want you to understand what's in their DNA, what drives their purpose. So I have to let you meet the amazing young ladies, Miss Tony and Miss Rochelle.
Hello, everyone.
What's going on? Now, before we even get started, let's get the formalities out the way, because I want everybody to know who we talking to. So, Miss Rochelle, can you please tell the world who is the amazing Miss Rochelle Cummings?
Oh man, you really hit me with that. Well, I'm a person. I'm a person like everybody else. I've got dreams, aspirations, desires. And one of my biggest desires has always been to do something significant with my best friend, my best bud. She's like blood. She's blood. And we've been a long time together, and we just wanted to do something really big, productive, that would make a difference in the world, affect lives, bring happiness, smiles, positivity. I love in your intro that you talked about positivity and how we control all of that. And we do. We have a tremendous ability to craft our own lives. So we are crafting our lives together, and we're going to make a difference.
Whew, whew. Talk about an intro. Talk about making a difference. And I tell people all the time, you show me your network, I'll show you your net worth. And we already got two amazing women that are networking together, trying to change the world and just change lives, which makes me wonder what the other half of this duo and who this person is. So, Miss Tony, tell the world who the other half of this Batman and Robin is.
I love it. Well, the other half, I'm going to echo something similar to what Rochelle, my sister, my business partner, has spoken. We do go way back, and we come from humble beginnings. I come from humble beginnings, and I wanted to, when I met Rochelle, and I don't mind sharing this bit, we met while we were in high school, and we've been friends ever since. But we were both dreamers. And that really describes me. I knew that I wanted to make a difference. She wanted to make a difference. We wanted more, and we're excited to have this opportunity to create and bring something positive to the community, to our people. So we're excited. But a little bit more about me. As I stated, coming from humble beginnings, experienced struggles, real struggles, okay? And you name it, I did experience some of it. And it is thankful. I'm thankful to be here, and it is an honor to be a part of this, podcast. So far away. Let's. I don't want to keep it so much about me. It's about the people and what else we can do to help them. Go.
I'm glad you said that you think it's not about you and it's about the people. But the amazing thing about people, especially when we talk about, you said it, we were dreamers. There are individuals out there that are dreamers just like you two, but they never had the opportunity to learn from somebody or be in an environment with other dreamers or people that just had their back and helped supported their dreams. So I want to take you two back a little bit because, without me telling my age, because when you say we go back, my mind straight said like four flats, but I'm not going to go no deeper into that. Let's go back to this dream. Y'all said y'all have been friends since high school. Miss Rochelle, tell us, can you explain to me, how did y'all come across and develop and understand that we both have the same dream? We're already friends. Let's start building. Take us back to those high school days, Miss Rochelle.
Wow. We were in a we were in a magnet high school. It drew folks from all over the country, all over the city, and so we did not live in proximity to each other, but somehow we ended up in a class together, and that was our. I can't remember was it like an English class or
It was
something?
English. It was English.
Okay. Okay, thank you. See, her memory is a bit better than mine. I'm about to go down that Narima trail. But we so for some reason, how you just kind of gravitate towards
Mm-hmm.
people, and a friendship started, and by through happenstance, we ended up starting our after we graduated from high school, starting our freshman year at the same university. We didn't even know.
Mhm. Yes.
We had no idea. In the same dorm.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, okay, this was meant to be. You two are supposed to be, good friends, or at least continue a relationship. And from there, because we were like kind of the only people who knew each other, because a lot of my other classmates had gone to different places, and we just got tighter and closer, and we realized
Okay.
we had so much in common. And even when we left there, because we each transferred to a different university, but our friendship remained because we're native Detroiters. We moved now. We're native Detroiters, and so we would go out socially together. Tony would sometimes come over and stay and spend the night and things like that. And we realized because we both, we're both from humble beginnings. We did
Mm-hmm.
not grow grew up with a lot. In fact, we grew up with very little. The thing we had a lot of was our imagination
Yes.
and what the possibilities could be for us. And in fact, in addition to that, we had determination. Because I don't, I cannot speak for Tony, but I'm pretty sure she was the same. We did not see the roadblocks; we only saw the road.
Ooh.
Yes.
So we decided, the things we wanted to do or the things we wanted to pursue, and we set our minds toward doing that. We were always very supportive with each other. There was no wrong path. It's like, oh, you want to do that? Yeah, cool. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, girl, go for it. So, I mean, she is truly my heart. I love her, and I would take a bullet for her. But it's really like we shared a soul, a spirit. It was just something very deep and profound that allowed us to continue to remain a part of each other's lives.
Man, that's amazing. But I can't let it be remiss or let you just drop little nuggets along the way and let people think they're just not gonna get them because you're talking so fluidly and you dropped a couple nuggets. And I want people to understand that when you're aligned with that vision, that purpose,
Mhm.
that especially God has for you in His life, He has a mysterious way of helping the people that may be family, may be friends, may be new people you never met. He some way aligns us together. Like you didn't know you were gonna meet her. You didn't even know y'all were going to the same college, gonna be in the
Nope.
same dorm, and here we are. Y'all are still on the same groove together and still
Yes.
using that same imagination. Because most people, you believe it or not, this is a blessing. Some people don't find these people that later on in life, if they get lucky, and then you
Yeah.
found this person at a younger age, and y'all progress through life, which makes
Yeah.
which makes me go to that next question to you, Miss Tony. When you realize that you have your person, your business partner, your friend, your sister, the person that's going through, and you think about imagination, because I can just imagine the thoughts running through my head. If another person thought like me with the same thoughts and we were aligned, how do you even merge those two minds together and become what you are today?
Just through our conversations. We, as Rochelle said, we would hang out, we would go out, we love to dance. And so as a result, because we love to go out, it was one spot, I'm just gonna share. It was called the
Go ahead,
Lady.
girl.
So we would go out and have fun, just dancing. And one day we just said, "Hey, how about you and I? Let's give a dance." And that's what we did. We checked on it. Wait a minute, we're in our 20 somethings and early 20s. And when we just decided, let's do it, let's go for it.
Yeah.
And then the next thing I know, it's like, hey, we like clothes, fashion. Let's give a fashion show. But it was just us just talking, run some ideas. What do you think? You want to try it? Let's go for it. And we were always, and that's how it's been. That's how it's been over the years. It's like, we were finding our niches because these were things that we enjoyed and loved to do. And we said, yes, let's do it. And as we always encourage each other, no
Yes.
matter no matter what, whether
Yes.
it was some business ventures, solo, or we came together and did some things together. We always went forward together. But it was through conversation, and then we out experimenting, with some different things, different venues. It was great, and it's been a great journey.
I,
It really has. And I would just add with what Tony said, you know, what amazes me, and I think us actually talked about this when we were back, we didn't we didn't have a lot of knowledge and
Nope,
we didn't have a lot of resources.
no,
We just had a lot of faith and a lot of a lot of confidence. Um,
right,
so it was like, well, they did it. Let's do that. That looks interesting. Okay,
exactly.
let's do it. It was just like that. And you learn a lot along the way when you just kind of jump out there and do something. I know youth was a part of it because in your youth you don't overthink some of the things that you do in later years. But we saw it. We wanted to do it. We just wanted to do it, and we wanted to do it together. It was
Hmm.
constantly together. Yeah.
Yes.
it's amazing that y'all you can tell y'all minds work together because Ms. Rochelle, you said something about we didn't see obstacles, we didn't see roadblocks, we didn't see deviations, we took the path. And then on the same hand, Ms. Tony, you talking about, oh yeah, we say you want to try it, let's go try it. Well, let's go try it. And it's like, y'all are teaching us that the only way you're going to get to that success or that thing that you want to do, you have to get out there. And most of the time they tell us, oh, you're going to run into obstacles, you're going to run into hurdles. But you two don't see it like that. You look at it as this is our learning opportunity. This is an obstacle. This is just something we have to learn because, as you said, Ms. Rochelle, we didn't have the knowledge. We didn't have the resources. Those were not obstacles or hurdles or deviations for y'all. That was, oh, this is the learning point. We're supposed to stop here and learn how this works. And listening to you both bounce off each other saying that makes my mind like, wow. But then y'all both just threw something at me. Miss Tony, you said, yeah, in our 20s. And Miss Rochelle, you said, yeah, when we were younger. And I'm sitting here like everybody else looking at the screen, and don't get me wrong, I don't normally go back. I can admit I'm 42. I tell my age. And I'm looking and I'm like, they're saying in their 20s. And they said when we were younger, and I'm like, y'all don't seem old enough to be saying when I was in my 20s. And like, how long has this friendship, sisterhood been going on?
I'm actually in my early 70s.
Use the early 70s lie. I thought we was gonna be truthful on this show.
Well, I say always go higher. Always go higher.
Okay, I'll take that. 70s, I would not have guessed. No. So for you to be high school, so you trying to tell me, Miss Tony, that you gonna tell me you in your 70s too? Because y'all said y'all graduating freshman year was dorm rooms and all that.
You're not giving away the whole number.
No, we're not.
But it
don't matter if you do or not. I don't want it, but y'all lying to me. I know y'all is. 70s minus 30. Okay, got it.
Oh,
with that for the rest of the show. 70 minus 30. Okay.
You're so kind. You're so kind.
No, I'm not kind. That melanin and whatever else got y'all, that water y'all drinking, that's kind. Now I'm really confused because I said loyalty and royalties in the DNA. I want to know what's in y'all DNA for real. So let's get on to that. So you said y'all were doing fashion shows and all this, and I'm laughing at myself because Miss Tony, I see your shirt saying sports is in my DNA as we talk about this. Can you tell us what made that shirt an instant? Because y'all said y'all did fashion shows and everything. What made that shirt so special for you?
For me, because truly, this you see her shaking her head. Because when I say sports are in my DNA, we could talk any sport. I have my top 5, but we could talk any sports. I love my sports. I love going to the game, watching the game, participating. I love it. And that's not a joke because growing up, I was exposed to so much sports. My dad was a boxer. He played semi-pro Canadian football. And if I wanted to see any sports on Sunday, he had both TVs going, and I would see 2 channels. I would see the AFC and NFC football games. So therefore, and then I had a grandfather who took me to baseball games, as well as the Harlem Globetrotters. I saw so much sports and was a part of it. So that's why this truly represents me. Sports are in my DNA for those who like to see. And this really describes, about some of me. And sports is a huge part of Tony. I love going, as I said, I love going to the games. I'm looking forward to going to some football games. Maybe even see the Dallas Cowboys play Philadelphia. That's why I called you out, because I know you like the Dallas Cowboys, but yes, that this is it. And if you don't mind, I mean, we're talking sports are in my DNA. This is not the only color we have on our website, but I'll get down later.
Go ahead.
But you just happened to mention it, and I just thought we're going to open that door if you don't mind. But
No, no,
this,
we're gonna open this door all the way up.
okay, well, this particular shirt, this particular T-shirt, which is actually on the Roxy Renee website. This is just one of many colors that we feature. These particular colors represent your Houston Texans, and then there's other teams as well. But we have T-shirts and this is for men and women, that if you're into Green Bay, if you're into Dallas, if you're into your Texas Longhorns, hint hint, if we have a variety of colors. Green Bay, New England, we could keep going on and on.
West
Um,
Coast, East Coast, Midwest. We
exactly,
we wanted to appeal to all the people who have sports in their DNA. My sister is not kidding when she said that is a passion for her. And it is the reason behind um, the sports collection that we have on the site. And it's the reason why we also have a more generic, sports are my DNA, because a lot of people, like Tony, they're really in love with any number of different athletic activities.
yes,
And obviously, we're going to have another series out that specifically speaks to, one sport or the other. But
exactly.
that is the all inclusive t-shirt design that
Hmm.
she has on.
Right.
And, I mean, and sports are great. I do not have the same level of enthusiasm or knowledge. I typically come in, when the playoffs are going on, I know it's wrong. It's wrong.
No, 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 no. It's not wrong. It just tells me in my mind that for two imaginations and two like-minded individuals like you two, it tells me, Miss Rochelle, that you have something else in your DNA that contributes. So I want to know what is in your DNA that contributes to Roxy and Renee.
Oh man, probably a lot of things. I really enjoyed working along with my sis, coming up with designs for this. So, like a lot of the designs that you see are designs I put together based on her input and, my thoughts. It allows me to have a creative flow into something that becomes concrete, and ultimately actionable from our perspective in terms of sharing it with others. But the other side of it also, my background or my love, if you will, is probably more along the lines of travel. And so, we've spent a lot of time in a lot of different places. And that's eventually, I'm sure we'll come up with a travel line of something that will be reflective of, all the different places that a person can go to and the joy and excitement and adventure. I'm all about adventure also, that comes from the travel.
So you said you're all about adventure. Now I have a question
Yeah,
for
I know I should not even give you these hands.
Hey,
See,
I'm just saying, you told me about the adventure, and I learned about no hurdles, no obstacles. You take the journey how it go. Y'all work together, bounce off each other like yin and yang. So now I got to go, and I'm finna sit back because I want to hear both of you. Either one of y'all can take the wheel on this because I know we got Roxy and Renee. Can you tell us what that transition from when, hey, let's go dancing, let's go start this fashion show. Can you tell us, even though y'all in y'all 40s, can you tell us that transition that went from dancing and going to fashion shows to that journey in between that led to Roxy and Renee? Because I want people to understand what those non hurdles and non deviations and switching paths. Can you tell us that progression over the time period, that 20 something years? Can you tell us that progression over the time that led us to Roxy and Renee?
Tony, you want to start?
Well, excuse me. The progression started actually as I was coming to a close in working for corporate, and I knew that I was going to be transitioning here to Texas. I don't mind stating that. Uh, I knew that I was going to want more, continue to want more, and have those opportunities. Well, my sister I knew I can talk to her because she's going to encourage me. And she said, and I know her, she's going to have some things in the fire or aware of some things that she could bring up and say, oh, by the way, let's explore this. Let's look at this. So yes. And as I said, I'm getting ready to transition out of corporate. But what happened was we started talking more about, of course, we could see the trends, everything, what's happening online. And we started talking about, well, what can we do? What can we do to positively impact, the community, the people, spread some good cheer? What can we do that would promote good vibes? And then that's when it started taking off from there. Now, do you want to finish from our journey from that point when we start just talking about it, Rochelle? You want to jump
Yeah,
in?
I can toss a little bit more in. Well, and even if we go back just a little bit, um, we had a period where we each, even though we stayed connected, we had different paths, different career paths. So Tony's corporate career was in the automotive industry, and my corporate career was in the investment field or in the investment area. So look, we became responsible adults. You know,
Yes.
we like to eat and be clothed and stuff like that. So we went that traditional route because I mean, from very early years, those are the things that are ingrained in us anyway. You're supposed to get your education and get that good job or career actually, and it's obviously a point of pride not only for us but for our families because of the achievement in the family. I mean, we were first generation college graduates, so
Yes.
that was a big deal, and so we needed to make something of ourselves, and so we went out there and and courting, and we're very successful in that. I mean, Tony rose through the ranks with her company. I rose through the ranks with mine. We've had amazing exposure and experiences in corporate. I'm not mad at corporate because they fed me well, and in so many ways. I mean, there were also some times when it didn't feel so good.
Mhm.
But if I'm honest, but I knew, I was exposed to things that I never would have been. I received more, education in areas that I never would have been. In fact, a lot of the education that I received in corporate based upon what I was doing translates very nicely to what we're doing now.
Yes.
And we say that all the time. It's like, well, we've learned a lot, we've done a lot, we've observed a lot, we've met a lot of people. Why wouldn't we take all of those things and begin to apply them to our own enterprise?
Absolutely.
And once we are able to really get that going, why wouldn't we then use what our knowledge and our success and our skills to help someone else also may have those achievements? And that's what we're really looking forward to. So, we've started this and we're like babes in the woods on a lot of it. Like, what? Huh? How does that work? I won't even go through what our technology challenges have been or different, platforms and all that kind of stuff. But we've both always been um, very eager to learn and undeterred by things that we haven't yet mastered. Notice, having
Mm.
yet mastered. And it's been a journey already, just getting to where we because well, what happened going back to what Tony was commenting on earlier, we looked at, well, what can we do together? And sis, what? So we kind of went through a couple of things. We were going to do the children's book because we liked that. Would have been a fun thing. We There were two or three things, but anyway, one day, I said, "Hey, I ran across this thing. You should check this out. Here, I'm going to send you the link. I'm going to send you the link." And so it was this this course on, creating a business online, a retail merchandise business. And and we went through that, and of course everybody started with mugs. So that's where, got our juices flowing and our imagination going. And we did this whole thing with mugs and designed, because I can't begin to tell you how long we've been designing, okay? And so we have this whole collection. Yeah. Mhm. Yes, absolutely. We were like, hey, okay, that looks nice on a mug. What about a t-shirt? Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, let's explore this world of clothing. T-shirts became pajamas and shoes and hats, and I'm telling you, people stick with us. We have been having fun with the things that we have been creating. And
I love it. I love it.
we we are we are exploring a number of areas that might be of
Yes,
interest to people. That's what's going on. And we're having a blast doing it.
yes, yes.
We have to tell ourselves, stop creating and actually get the business going.
I
You
love
got to merchandise, get it online, share it with folks. So that's kind of where we are right now. But again, it's really enjoyable, and we just know that if folks join us and come along with us, we're really about making a lot of friends as
Absolutely.
well as doing really
Yeah,
great things. And that's what we're looking for. That's what we're dreaming about now.
that's right.
I'm hollering it in my mind. I'm just screaming with laughter and also amazement because I can't lie. I can't lie. I have to agree. I know everybody saw it, but Jordan said it best. These women are brilliant, and I have to agree because it's something that you both said. And one was about the success leaving the corporate world, and then I liked how Miss Rochelle put it, where it was like that what we were taught for generations. Because we're real big on building generational success. People say
Yes.
generational wealth, but I'm
Yes.
all big on success because wealth isn't what everybody tries to attain. Some people want financial freedom. Some people want to live normal lives and just be healthy. Like everybody's success is different. And what I'm hearing
Right.
from you all is success stories because you went corporate. It was time to leave. But as the marketing magician, as we all know, says it best, that the corporation was just your purpose that you used to elevate. But you
Mhm.
just
Yes.
said something that I didn't want anybody to miss. You were saying that we're just experimenting and we're just enjoying it. Hey, we think that'll look good on a cup. Put it on a cup. What about on a shoe? And I want to ask this question because we have this tremendous thing going on today, especially with the younger generation. I see it in my kids. I see it in other kids, and they're in their teens and late teens and their 20s, and they think, I got to figure it out right now. And I'm like, calm down, calm down. Like you have time, but just start working. And you said like, hey, we're just chipping away till we get to our niche. For
Yes.
those individuals out there that are trying to figure out what they want to do when they grow up, because I still don't.
Yes.
That's
How
right.
Yes.
what advice would you tell them when they're trying to figure out who they are and what they want to be? Because everybody wasn't, the generations are changed. Everybody's not saying you got to go to college and you got to go to corporate. They're saying
Right.
be what you want to be, live in your purpose. What
Right.
advice would you give those people that are out there, that are below us 40-year-olds that are talking right now? What advice would
Those
you,
youngsters.
yeah, those youngsters, what advice would you give them to help them find their path and do the things that they love to do that's aligned with their purpose, their gifts, so they can narrow down their niche and have a good time just like you all?
Okay, I'll start off. I would recommend is be true to yourself. Know what you have a passion for. Um, Identify those things that are near and dear to your heart. And that's
Mm.
saying it's true. What would you do even if you didn't get paid for it? If you didn't get paid $1, what would you do? And so I believe that it's important for us to realize, what's important to me, what's important to someone else. And I'm saying it because I try to look at
Mm.
how can I help or what does someone else need? How can I help them? How can I help them to be better or do better? So I'm looking at, being true to yourself, but in the same token, how else can I help someone else? And so that's going to and so that is what guides me in terms of, okay, I want to, want to do better, be better, and then that's determining what it is I'm going to do. And see, but in the meantime, yes, I've been chipping away, experimenting. Okay, that was a no-go. I
Mhm.
thought this was a right fit. It wasn't a right fit, and that's okay. I'm
Yep.
I'm move on to the next thing. Try that and see. Okay, this is the fit. This feels right. Let me proceed and investigate further. I'm feeling positive about this. I'm seeing that I can make a difference in someone else's life. I'm looking at how it can impact others in a positive manner. So,
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. I'm probably a little harsher on it.
I'm all ears.
Well, no. Well, one of the things I absolutely want to comment on that I really appreciated in your intro, Billy, I know, you don't want it to be about you, but I'm going to make it about you. I love that you say, people are talking about thinking outside of the box or trying to put you in a box. And I think the thing that Tony and I have experienced without labeling it that or thinking of it is that we refuse to be in a box,
Yeah.
which is why we have been open to so many different experiences. Some that, as she said, fit who we were or who we are, and others it was like, yeah, that's not quite working out for me. But okay, I'll take these little nuggets from that, because you can learn something from everything. Um, when I say I'm probably a little harsher, and that's probably not the right way to phrase it. Probably more pragmatic, I'll say.
Okay.
Sometimes the thing that means the most to us or that we would love to do has to be financed or supported by something that is necessary to do.
Yes.
And so, I hear the do what you love, la la la. I might love just sitting on the couch watching television. I can't make money doing that.
No.
It's just not going to happen. So sometimes, we do look at and we do have different, gifts and talents and things like that. And I think it's very important to understand or explore what, these gifts or talents might be. They may take you into an occupation in some instances where you're like, wow, I can do this or breathe, but this is not what I want to do with my life. But let it support what you want to do with your life. So that's what I mean by, I'm a bit more pragmatic. However, I think at this point in my life, I have earned the right to do what I want to do after doing what I had to do.
yes, yes,
So that's where I am. And, and I think that there are, plenty of others who have had that same experience. And it's probably where they're coming from. And I think sometimes the kids coming up now and, they do sometimes think, I need to, because this is all the rhetoric and all this stuff out there in the book. You need to know where you want to go from, the cradle or something. I did not. Look, I fell into a lot of good stuff. That is the bottom line.
Yep.
and, and I was open and accepting of it. And I found, in most cases, I found something challenging and interesting about what I was doing. And if I didn't want to do it forever, then, then you move on. You take those lessons and those skills and that knowledge and, you move it to something else that you think might be more compatible with who you are and what you want to do.
If I didn't know any better, I would believe that somebody has given y'all a copy of one of my books because y'all are literally. I would really
You're,
believe
you're,
that
you're
everybody has
welcome.
read this book, Gift Seeker, Living Your Purpose.
Oh,
oh,
Chris, y'all, and I'll put the link in the description of YouTube. Don't worry about it.
okay,
But both of you combined are saying the exact same thing. And I want people to understand because I'm that middle ground. I believe that you're supposed to do what you want to do, but so many people don't understand how what they want to do, their gift, their purpose aligns with so many things because we've been blinders have been put on us. So
Yes.
for example, I can give you two examples. So for one, I know some people that love kids to death. On one hand, I have my wife, love kids. So she went the entrepreneurship route. She had in-home daycares and even went got a physical building, daycare, teachers, everything.
Right.
Entrepreneur, started business. Then I have another friend on the other hand that loves kids as well. But she went the 9 to 5 route, went to college, school, that kind of stuff. Like, yes, my wife went to college too. I don't want to leave that out. But she went to college and she became a nurse that led into midwife. And she's 9 to 5 in the hospital and part-time in another clinical, but she's bringing kids into the world. They both love kids, two different
Yes.
things. So I want people to understand what both were saying. Miss Tony saying, yes, you can do what you want, chase your dreams, do what you love to do. But Miss Rochelle is saying, make sure it can be aligned with who you are. Like we were basically taught, back when we were in school, hey, you need to go to school. Right now, the hot careers are finance, lawyer, doctor, pick one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, what we're trying to say is if you love playing video games, okay, yes, you can be a gamer, but you also can be the person that makes the games. You can be the person that does
Okay.
arts and that's
Absolutely.
behind the game. Oh, you love sitting at home cooking? Well, you can get on YouTube and show yourself cooking and make YouTube channel. You
Yes.
can go out
Hello.
and teach
Yes.
people how to cook. You can
Yes.
come an actual chef. Like you can align, as Miss Tony said, what you want to do, but then
Yes.
take that pragmatic approach that Miss Rochelle is talking about and make sure your career is lined up around it. 9 to 5
Yes.
entrepreneurship. You pick. But what I love that y'all said, because I'm all about generational success. And y'all have built generational success to the point where Miss Rochelle, like, no, I've got to the point we can do what we want to do. That you said that. Because we are all three at a stage in our 40s where we get to do what we want to do. So
Okay.
along
Yes.
the lines of that building for generational success, this question is going to be, and y'all can take it how y'all want, chime in, whoever first. When we're saying we're building for generational success, because everybody doesn't have those parents like us, don't get me wrong, our parents set us up for the future, and we changed the generation a little bit more, and now
Yeah.
our kids have a point where, hey, this is what we can do and guide it along. But there are those individuals out there that don't have parents like we did, or the parents that we are, to help set their kids up. So what would you tell the parents that are listening to how they can set their kids up, and the kids that don't have it, how can they start working to build their generational success so they can look like us in the 40s and do what we want to do?
There you, okay.
Rochelle,
Okay.
Rochelle, why don't you start and talk about that a little bit about that financial literacy or whatever you led, and then I can chime in
Well, yeah. Yeah.
because I'm
Well,
thinking
like
about
I
we as
said,
parents.
my career was in financial services, and I've done so much financial education. Um, I, I was a regional vice president for a Fortune 100 company. So I had to be immersed in a lot of the financial services and, and the money. And I saw how big the world was on the financial side. Because a lot of times what we see are our paychecks and the things our paychecks, afford us. And the world of finance is so very much larger than that. But I'll tell you, a lot of it is not even just about the dollars. I mean, the dollars matter, but a lot of it is about the mindset.
Mm.
You have to think of money differently. You have to, instead of allowing yourself to be driven by a consumer mindset, you have to allow yourself to be driven more by a wealth accumulation mindset.
Mm.
And so, even when you don't have a lot, you start where you start. You start with a little. But what happens is mentally, as you see it compound and as it becomes more than you've ever had in your life, you want to do it more and more and more. And it's interesting, your point about, what do you tell the parents or, the kids? And sometimes it's just, they're going to be separate. Clearly, there's separate messaging that happens already. But, some parents are going to be concerned about that generational wealth and some are not. And so sometimes kids have to immerse themselves in some level of financial education. In fact, there's so much financial education and so much conversation these days about wealth building, whether it's in your family or not. And it's a decision. It's a decision and a mindset. But whether it's in your family or not, it's a path that you can choose. So, I mean, I would tell anybody, I promise you, it feels better to have a few dollars in your pocket than not. One of the things that I dealt a lot with people who were accumulating money for the long term. You know, they too were accumulating for generational wealth, for retirement, whatever you want to call it, all of that good stuff. And even though some people will say, "Oh, I can't do it. It's too tight right now." I used to tell people all the time, you know, it's harder being in this country broke
Yes.
and old. So if you think it's tight and tough now, it's only going to get uglier as you get older. And I have yet to ever speak to anyone who had accumulated sizable amounts of money. I've never heard them complain. So it's on the better side, you know. I mean, we can't know the future, but we know the future. You know, it's that
Yep.
kind of a thing. And if nothing else, you know, a person has to realize, oh my gosh, why would you not put yourself at the head of the line? You know, when you're doling out your dollars, why would you not be the first person you pay? Everybody else has deeper pockets than we do. You know, your utilities company, your mortgage company, Target, restaurants, all of that. You know, they have deeper pockets than we do. So instead of putting them first, put yourself first. That's actually the very first lesson in any and all of it. Put yourself first. So, you know, I could go on forever and ever on that. You want to talk about a passion? That is a true, huge passion of mine. Helping people understand money, understand how money grows, understand what money can do, putting money to work.
Yes.
You know, instead of always working for money, you put the money to work. There should be no lazy dollars lying around. That should not happen. And it's a great feeling. You know, you want to talk about feeling confident and secure. It's a great feeling to know when something goes wrong. Yeah, you don't want to pay for it. You have the money to pay for it.
I love
And
it.
It's a great feeling.
and if you don't mind, I just want to just chime in on that, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
What I want to also share is that for those who may not be, I don't, and I'm not trying to sound cruel or anything, but may not be as financially literate or, you know, have that expertise. I wanted to say in regards to the parent that, you know, you can also check with your children's school. And I bring that up because I noticed that within my loved one's schools, there, and this was in the fifth grade and eighth grade, they're teaching the students financial literacy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I wanted to
yeah,
bring it up that they are, that I'm so thankful that with these, at least within some school districts,
Yes.
they are
yes,
now offering, because I'm thinking about one particular course that is being offered, and it's called Dollars and Cents. I'm thinking
hmm,
about another course, and I'm thinking about another course that was taught in, I want to say in the fifth grade. And so that this Dollars and Cents is being offered in the eighth grade. In the
yep,
fifth grade, the course was, it was how to budget.
Oh,
There,
wow.
you know, so my point is that in some of the school districts, yes, it is being offered just in case mom or dad or whoever, you know, may not be aware, but that child, that student is getting some exposure to,
yes,
you know,
yes,
so because it has to start somewhere where they become
yes.
aware and get and become educated.
Texas, as a state, the governor signed off on a financial literacy initiative, whether people know that or not. And it was to be initiated in the public school system.
For which grade?
So,
Well,
pardon?
For which
you said
grade?
phrase. Well, I'm saying in Texas, I know this for a fact. I know within the fifth grade, there was some type of a financial literacy class taught, and I know personally right now for eighth grade because I have someone that's taking the course right now, and it's called Dollars and Cents.
Well,
So it
Yeah,
is being offered. Yes.
Well, that means I need to go back to 5th grade because the TV show. I don't know if y'all remember that TV show. Are You Smarter Than the 5th Grader?
Oh,
Oh
I used to lose
yeah.
that. I used to lose that back then. So if they teaching financial literacy now, I need to go back to the 5th grade for real because
No,
yeah,
you're all right.
I
You're all
need
right. You don't have to
to
go back.
learn a couple
You don't have to
things.
go
you're
back.
good. You're good. You're good.
Be the
You are
biggest kid in
fine
the
where you
classroom.
are.
But
You are fine
you're
where you
right
are.
though. But you're right. We know unfortunately, some may not be aware about
Yeah,
how
I
to
didn't know
manage
that.
their money, and Rochelle had her experience, and I know how passionate she is about that. And briefly, before I went into the automotive industry, I worked for a financial institution,
Oh wow.
and so I learned, I learned a great deal about keeping a budget, money markets, and being able to, speak to some of my customers
Mhm.
about the
Yes.
importance of just what Rochelle was sharing. So,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
The key is for people just not to feel deprived,
Mhm. Yep.
not to feel deprived, but to feel prized in that they are able to do this for themselves. Just so much of it is the messaging. And a lot of people these days, you have more
Mhm.
people today that will talk about and be interested in saving and investing than you had some time ago. So there is progress that's happening. But remember, it's an uphill battle because you are fighting against the thousands
Yeah.
of consumerism messages that are you're also receiving on a daily basis, and they get kids very early. But there's hope. I'm definitely a product of because we had nothing. I used to kid about it, and I said,
Yes.
we weren't poor, we were poor, and so
Yeah. Yes.
so
Yeah,
it's
I know what you mean. I know what you
Yes.
mean.
you know and so again, these are conscious decisions that people make. They need to feel they're not being penalized or deprived of something, but they are working toward greater independence even, because it really really feels good when you don't have to walk around feeling strapped on a daily basis or dreading going to the mailbox because there are more bills in there than
Yeah.
anything, or something happens to your car and you're like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get that fixed. Just basic
Yes.
everyday things. So off my soapbox now,
No,
but
no, no, no. You might have to climb back on because I have a question. So basically, with all the information I'm gonna talk about, y'all been dropping nuggets on us all night, and then y'all gave us the financial literacy. Like we've moved and progressed through the life of Miss Tony and Rochelle, or Roxy and Renee. I'm curious,
yeah,
like everybody else, sit with all this because we see people with knowledge when we hear talking about y'all want to give back and building the community and all that. So I want to know, we all want to know, what is coming up next for Roxy and Renee?
lots. Go, Tony. Go.
Oh my God. We are so excited. I mean, because, we're doing our research, of course. Um, but we are looking at, you're saying what's coming out next?
Yeah, what's next for
Because
Roxy and Renee?
because we will be expanding the merchandise that you see currently on the website. We wanted to steadily introduce new merchandise out there, put it out there. And so I know I held up the shoe, because this item is not currently on the website,
Oh,
Yeah,
but
a lot of things are.
but it will be shortly, along with the matching tote bag. And not
oh,
just for ladies. Oh, yes. Not just for lady shoes. We also have men. So we have a variety of merchandise. Yes, sir. That you just have not seen yet, but it will be released. And so therefore, that's why we want to encourage. We want to encourage everyone to please go out there and subscribe. Let's get connected. We want to be a
Yes.
positive force. We want that good cheer. We want you feeling good when you're wearing, whether it's a t-shirt or wearing or rocking your shoes. We want that. So yes, we do have more merchandise coming out. More shoes that we already have ready, totes. Oh my gosh, Rochelle, I know we have so
We
many.
do. We have a lot of inventory that's going to
Yes,
be introduced
yes.
over the next few months, all through from now
Mhm.
through the rest of the season. And also because we are, for us, it's just real important that there are like everybody who's a part of anything that we do, we want everybody to be a success,
Yes.
everybody to
Yes.
benefit from this. So we're not only looking at, okay, and this is very important to both of us, not only what kind of charitable contributions we can make to the community, but we're also looking at how can we integrate some of these ideas and passions that we have into our business so that they not only affect more people in terms of them um, purchasing our merchandise, but how can we also help them to benefit from what we're doing and maybe
Absolutely.
do something of their own? If I could build a community of entrepreneurs through our site, I would do it in a heartbeat. If we could have intern programs or, joint ventures or, all of that, because we're not trying to make the last dollar. Don't get me wrong. We it is a business. However,
Yes.
we're it's our in our hearts is not the desire to make the most money and the last dollar and hey everybody look at us, look at how successful we are, big deal. I would much rather we had a community of people who said, wow, you know what, they were really interesting and fun, their stuff was really cool, and guess what, I've got two sites of my own as a result of working with them. That for us would spell a bigger success than
Hmm.
just our, climbing to the mountain alone. We want to take a lot of people with us, one way
Absolutely.
or the other.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And and what Rochelle talked about growing our business, and I just want to add on when she was saying allowing other people to have other opportunities, because as Rochelle knows, I had an internship. We would love to offer internships within the company. So we want to grow the business so we can be able to provide those opportunities. So
We
yes,
want to grow. Yep. We
So
want to grow the business. We want to share the knowledge.
absolutely. Absolutely.
so outside of Roxy and Renee.com, how would somebody get in touch with you all to be able to try to be an intern or work with you to grow the business? Like, what are other ways that people can get in touch with you?
Actually, we would love that. At the bottom of our site is a how to contact us. And so, the first thing would be get on our contact list because through that, we're going to do outreach. We're going to get, you're going to know how to contact us with other. And we would love to hear from somebody, if they said, well, I have an idea for an item, I would like to do something with you guys, or, I have a design I'd like to show you. I would love to be a design house where you introduce, other talents. 'Cause there are people out there that are doing amazing stuff,
Absolutely.
amazing things. And even when you talk about like young, those folks that are a few years younger than us, the younger, if we could tap into that and do some joint venture or allow them a platform to expose, to present and expose their talent so
Mhm.
that they had an opportunity to feel the achievement, maybe make a little money, but also be encouraged in terms of for what they would like to do ultimately in their life. We would love to do things like that. I mean, there's so many possibilities. This doesn't have to just be transactional, is
Yep.
our point.
No, I get it. And everybody that's watching, don't worry. I will make sure all this information is put in the description box. If you haven't already,
Yeah.
go to
Okay.
Strategic Dope on YouTube, subscribe, all the information there. Make sure you like, share, comment, as we've been saying. But now, because I hope you didn't think, Miss Rochelle, it was time to get off the soapbox. Before I let you ladies get away, before I let y'all get away, I have a question for each of you. Miss Rochelle, you told us, and we've heard about this amazing like friendship, sisterhood that started in high school and has blossomed. And you went through the corporate world. You are starting still with your friend, your sister, building this business and open up the door for other individuals to come in. I want to know, with the knowledge and everything that you have right now, if you can go talk to the first year in the dorm with your sister, what would you tell her?
In her first year,
Yeah, what would you tell? Because somebody out there is you right now, and they need to
that's
know
true.
what would you tell her so I can be? I want to be like Miss Rochelle when I grow up. I wish somebody would tell me. What would you tell her?
Ooh,
Question.
I would. What was that, Tony?
I was saying that's a great question.
It
Oh,
isn't it?
it is.
Isn't it? Then he throws my name in it. Um, I would tell anyone. I would say dream big and be bold. Those would be the two things because very early in life, and especially based upon some of the things that we've experienced in,
Yes.
just recent years, people have begun to contract and feel more the I can't do something versus I can. And who knows what you can accomplish if you just allow yourself to dream about the thing. That's all we did. Didn't know we weren't supposed to have that dream. Didn't know weren't supposed to achieve those things. And I would just say, yeah, dream big and act boldly. Be brave.
Hey Billy, just really quickly, I saw what our good friend Usher said, and I actually kind of agree with him and all. And as the producer, I'm going to say that I'm making a call. So if y'all want to go a little bit over, I have no problem with that. If the ladies would like to have that time and all in that space, because I do kind of agree that there was a whole lot of knowledge being dropped and all along those lines. I will tell the ladies, and you don't know this either, Billy, but in addition to the Pod TV family, I work with a couple of other podcasts and shows, and there is actually a shoe line that ironically is in Houston. It is George the Funk Vinci Hudson, who has his own funk line of shoes. So I have to put him in touch with you and his wife, Panthers, who is a musician and all along those lines. But they have their own shoe line and all in that space. So I'm going to have to connect y'all too, because I do know that he actually sometimes on his show on a separate network that I help with as well will be literally drawing the designs of the shoes. So I need to put y'all in touch with each other and do that kind of networking, because I know he is a networking person as well. And like I said, ironically, he's also in the Texas area as well, because I'm pretty sure that he's in Houston and all along those lines. So and just really quickly, because I've been listening to y'all all along, and Billy will tell you that I can hear lots of great comments and everything. So if y'all want to come on a regular basis and even share some of this knowledge, whether it's around fiscal literacy or whether it's around your other love of sports, then we might have to have that conversation as well. So I'm just going to drop that on you also. So we'll have to have that conversation also. And
Open.
Then y'all can go on. As far as I'm concerned, y'all can go on for an hour and a half, 2 hours. But I know Billy's got other things to do. You've got other things to do, and your family has been chiming in as well. But I was just gonna say, if y'all are interested, y'all can definitely go, as long as Billy and you are able to go in that direction. And on that note, I'm gonna bounce on off. But I just wanted to say that I was thoroughly enjoying the conversation and love to network and connect people as well. Billy will tell you that's part of my gifts and all along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
I can't thank you enough for that. I know you're listening still. These are the blessings that come our way.
Absolutely.
I something funny just popped in my head, because when you were telling us when you could go back and tell the younger you dream big, at no point, and I want everybody to understand this, because I swear you read the book, because a part of that book, I actually tell you, and I mention in the book, that you need to dream so big that it takes God to intervene to make it happen.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
The reason I say that is because if you're dreaming and you think you can do it all by yourself without him, that means your dreams aren't big enough. Because I didn't know this. Nobody on this show knew this. Nobody knew that before this show was over with, that Roxy and Renee would be offered their own podcast. We didn't know this. We didn't see this.
Absolutely.
But the information and the knowledge, because remember I told you, when y'all were aligned in college, it's just some kind of way God gravitates to people that need to be in your life to you, and things happen. That's why y'all say, "Oh, we didn't see him as roadblocks or hurdles and all that," because it was going that way. So with you telling that person, and you just saw it, and everybody just witnessed it, none of us knew this was happening. Miss Rochelle said, "Dream big, follow your dream huge." And in the matter of fact, before this even ended, the dreaming big not only sent you through corporate world, starting your own business, got the Roxy and Renee. The dream big, y'all didn't even know it was going this way. I didn't know it was going this way, that it was going to lead to, hey, have you thought about doing a podcast? Now y'all got something to think about.
No.
Now y'all got some K. That's what networking and branding is about. Show me your network, I'll show you your net worth. Dream so big, the guy got to intervene. So now I got to ask you, Miss Tony, because I hope you didn't think you was going to get the exact same.
Oh, thank you. Get her. Yes.
You would. I seen when I asked her, your mom was like, okay, what can I answer? How would this go? No, you're not getting the exact same question, but don't worry, I won't throw you too far off.
Okay.
Now, corporate world, starting in college with your sister, your friend, y'all go through. Now y'all got this. We got plans for Roxy and Renee. Just got through at you. Hey, do you want to do a podcast? Now, with all this information that you have right now today, if I can take your brain right now today and put it next to your sister when y'all were in that first year of college with all the information you have right now, what would be your next move going forward?
Wow. What would be my next move? And this is, I've gone back to college as well.
But you got all the information you have right now. What's your next move? Because somebody watching this show has learned so much from the both of you. They got smarter. So tomorrow they're going to do something different. What would you do with your first
I would say, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go for it. By all means, let's go for it. What do we need to do? What steps do we need to take? And let's proceed. Let's go forward. We don't want to stop it. Let's go for it. And that's important is, we kept going no matter what, that drive, that imagination, thinking and dreaming big. And so that's what we did. We just continued to go forward. And that's what I would tell Tony back then. You know what? You have this information. This is going to happen. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Partner up with your sister here. She's in. She's going for it. Let's go. Let's put plans in. Let's put plans in place. Let's go for it. And that is so key. We have to take one step at a time.
Yeah.
Don't limit ourselves, continue to dream, but now we have to put action behind it. And so I'm excited, I'm listening to this and I'm like, wow, because I'm thinking about when I wrote my vision board, when I wrote this out about having a successful online business, and to see it manifest, see it come to fruition and seeing all the possibilities and knowing that, wow, it's happening. This is real. So I'm too excited. I'm just like, I'm blown away right now. I'm keeping my composure. I'm keeping my composure somewhat. But do you mind if we turn the tables for one moment?
Yeah.
One moment. Because, we've talked about, we want to turn it towards you because it's been such a pleasure, so much fun spending this time with you. And so we want to make sure we connect with you and that you send us your information, your size, your color, because you need to be rocking in some of our gear. So we send.
Don't happen regardless.
Okay, because we want to make sure. Okay.
Oh, you missed it. I was finna be rocking gear. Books was finna be coming your way. It's all kinds of. See, I'm with you.
Okay, because we want to gift you. So we
need that Dallas Cowboy blue, Rockets red, and Longhorn burnt orange. I got it. I know it. I already know what I'm doing.
Awesome. So we'll be looking forward to your size, colors. So we'll chat. Okay. So we got that out for sure.
No. Now again, matter of fact, because I don't want anybody, because I don't want to miss this part with the wrapping up. Y'all both have told, and we've talked about it. Dream big, because everybody, y'all heard this knowledge. You know how to get in touch with Miss Tony and Miss Rochelle. You heard the knowledge, and they both have told you what to do. Dream big and go now. I asked those questions for a reason because somebody out there has this idea. Yes. This great, and everybody, if you don't remember the clip, I'm trying to go. You want to go to the grave full and empty at the same time. Empty because you left it all out there, gave it all you could, but full because your heart and your mind is full because you did everything you could. And all of that comes down to you dreaming big, understanding what your dream is, and then going now. And if you don't know, need help with that, you have 3 people on this screen right now that you can help. You can reach out at Miss Tony and Miss Rochelle at Roxy and Renee. They have how to contact. You can contact me, Strategic Dope, through YouTube. I'm always here just like they are. But man, I must say, now I don't want y'all to go anywhere because we got some talking to do after this.
Okay.
But I must say, on behalf of every single body that tuned in tonight, it has been a blessing to have y'all, and me being who I am. On behalf of everybody else, I have to give y'all flowers while y'all are here because y'all have given us so much, and we really, really appreciate it. So on behalf of I call them my strategists, the strategic dope family, the strategists, we want to say thank you for everything that you've done, what you're going to do, and what you've already done for not just us, but for the world and the people in your lives. Thank you so much for gracing us with y'all's time tonight and dropping nuggets. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Appreciate you.
Now
So
again,
much.
don't go nowhere because I want to talk to y'all in a little bit. But until then, because best believe we're gonna bring y'all back later. I'm gonna work that out with Ernest.
Okay.
But until then, don't go nowhere. Stay with me. But wonderful, beautiful ladies, thank y'all so much, and I'll see y'all on the other side.
Yes.
Man, I don't know if y'all received the nuggets that I got tonight, but I told you, like Kendrick Lamar said, loyalty and royalty, you saw it inside of both of their DNA. And by the end of this show, if y'all didn't learn how to get that success inside your DNA, because by the time, I got it in my DNA. Everything they gave us, the nuggets they dropped, make sure you put it to use. And if you don't, remember, I'm going to put all the information in the description for you to be able to get in touch with Miss Tony, Miss Rochelle at Roxanne Renee, because, man, the information that I received, the nuggets that they dropped, how they came about finding their purpose and what drives them to keep living a life of purpose. Man, I thank everybody for tuning in. We just got to wait till next week to see who our amazing guest next week is, because we're going to bring somebody to you. And it's going to be at the same time as it always is, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Don't forget, it's always live. But until then, in order to live like Roxanne Renee, you got to always live in your purpose, with purpose, on purpose. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
I'm back.
Every time I walk out that door, every time I interact with anybody new, my purpose is to help change.
It's time to celebrate life. If you know that you're in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know you want better for your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you have what it takes to be in charge of your life, it's time to stand up. If you know that you are not just trying to be good for you, but for those around you, it's time to stand up. As a matter of fact, look to the person to your left and tell them you are enough.
I want to help you change, and just like you change, every time I interact with somebody, they help me change. It's no different than if I met an individual and they had 4 quarters and they needed change, or if I had $1 and they had 4 quarters, I need to change. We can swap the money. The value is still the same. They still got $1, I still got $1, but we both exchanged something, and it was a change for both of us. So every time I walk out that door, I inspire to help change lives just as much as lives have changed me.
Y'all been listening to the wrong people, watching the wrong things all your life, and it's time to put to rest all those negative thoughts, because you are enough. It's time to put to rest that self-doubt, because you are enough. It is time to get rid of that negative energy, because you are enough. It is time to stop listening to people that don't have the best interests of you in your life, because you are enough. So let's have a moment of silence. I want everybody to understand that you are the person that's in charge of your life. Everything that you have inside of you to be who you're supposed to be in life. You have a destiny, and that destiny can only be accomplished through you, by you, and only you, with the help of God. When you realize that you are the person you are, because you're not a carbon copy, there's only one you. They try to put you in a box. Society tries to put you in a box, but you can't be in a box. How can you be in a box when there's only one you? But then they tell you, think outside the box. What I'm trying to get you to understand is there is no box.
I want to pass on the things that I have to the generations behind me. By the time it's time for me to get called home and go to the grave, I want to be empty. I believe in bankrupting the cemetery, so I can't take this knowledge with me because the cemetery is already full of brilliant ideas and unwritten books and innovative ideas. I can't take this with me, so I'm trying to leave it all here as Billy Graham Jr. to the next generation so somebody else can carry it on.